This is the AEW Dynamite February 14, 2024 full show results video which takes place at HEB Center in Cedar Park, Texas. The show started with a match between Jon Moxley vs Dax Harwood, and the result of this match was Jon Moxley defeated Dax Harwood by submission when Dax gets 2 after a brainbuster, climbs for a diving headbutt, but Moxley evades and locks in the choke. Harwood fights but has to tap. Mox refuses to break the hold after the bell, which brings Cash Wheeler in to save his FTR partner. Claudio Castagnoli runs in neutralize Wheeler, then both BCC members put a top guy in their submission to leave them laying in the ring. Renee Paquette is backstage with the Don Callis family. She recaps Konosuke Takeshita tapping out Chris Jericho last week, and Callis says their problem is no one wants to face them. So at Revolution, he's booking 2 family members against each other. It'll be Takeshita versus Will Ospreay. Then we saw a match between Wardlow versus Barrett Brown, and the result of this match was Wardlow defeated Barrett Brown by pinfall. We see Matthew and Nicholas Jackson arriving in their private jet earlier today, and they were still wearing their blood-stained white suits from the assault on Sting and Darby Allin last week. The next match happened between Adam Copeland versus Daniel Garcia, and the match ended in a no contest when Killswitch and Nick Wayne interfered. Then comes the TNT champ Christian Cage and Mother Wayne. Daddy Magic has seen enough and threatens Cage with a chair, but Killswitch takes him out from behind. Copeland recovers to save Garcia from the group with a chair of his own, clearing out the lackeys and swing a chair at Christian just as he swings his own. That leaves the champ clutching his hand, but before Cope can follow up, Mother hits a low blow, Wayne's World from the Prodigy, then the heels end FKA Edge with a concerto. Garcia recovers to check on Cope, but it's too late. After the commercial break, Samoa Joe enters and he is here to apologize. He brought back the rankings to ensure he only faced the best during his reign, but Hangman Page ruined everything. He thought the rankings committee would kick both Page and Swerve Strickland to the back of the line, but they acted like Texas and made his PPV match bigger and dumber, but that's okay. He'll make sure they both limp out of Revolution and remain the champ, and there's nothing anyone can do about that. And that brings out Swerve and Dance Fiend Prince Nana. Strickland reminds Joe that he said at the beginning of this that it wasn't personal, but as he keeps running his mouth it's starting to get personal. He's on his way to becoming one of the greatest, so Joe should check his resume and put some respect on it. He's gone toe-to-toe with AEW's best and its legends, and it's left people saying, whose house? Swerve's house. Nothing will change at Revolution, except he's leaving with the title. Here comes Page, and he wants to clarify that last week he wasn't mad, but last week was horseshit. Hangman signed a contract that said the winner would challenge for the belt at Revolution, and Swerve didn't win, so the PPV should have been between them, but Strickland ruined it. Swerve gets in his face, and Page says that after everything Strickland did to him he doesn't deserve anything. Joe separates them and says this ends tonight. They each think they'll pin the other and take his belt, but at Revolution, he's whipping both of their asses and the champ leaves his challengers to keep jawing at each other. Timeless Toni Storm premieres Wet Ink, which is the women's champ at a tattoo parlor. She offers her version of her history with Deonna Purrazzo, where she took a young wrestler under her wing and showed her the ropes in Japan, and she admits you can't change the past, you have to kill it. Throughout this, Storm is making funny, pain faces as she gets a tattoo, which we see changes the one she and Purrazzo got together back in the day, and at Revolution, Deonna will get Toni Storm. We then head backstage, where Renee Paquette is interviewing Deonna Purrazzo, and Purrazzo says Storm talks too much, but she will break her arm. The next match happened between the Young Bucks versus Top Flight, and the result of this match was the Young Bucks defeated Top Flight by pinfall with the EVP trigger. Schiavone in the ring to talk to the victors, and Matthew is excited they're undefeated this year, which he thinks means makes them the top-ranked tag team in AEW, and they announce themselves the #1 contenders, complete with a graphic. Schiavone says Sting isn't here tonight and starts to ask about their despicable act from last week. That leads to them accusing him of unprofessional behavior, fining him $1,000, and knocking him to the ground. They line Schiavone up for the EVP trigger, and the lights flicker, but Darby Allin is here. He chases the Bucks off with a bat, and reminds them that the mission statement of AEW was to change the world, but when they re-signed last year, they said it was to get an easier travel schedule for more money. The mission was dead, but Darby says it never existed. They didn't want to hire him, hiring their California clique instead of real talents. The first Dynamite even had Brandon Cutler on it instead of Darby Allin. Thank goodness there was another EVP, and he's not talking about Kenny Omega. Back to the here and now, if the Bucks want to be Sting's last match, they need to be careful what they wish for. They'll be facing a man with nothing left to lose, but if they want it, it's showtime and the match has been official for the AEW Revolution. Renee is in the Bang Bang Scissor Gang and Anthony Bowens offers her a rose for Valentine's. They all get their shtick in en route to announcing they'll be in a 12-man on Rampage. The next match happened between Willow Nightingale vs Sky Blue, and the result of this match was Willow Nightingale defeated Sky Blue by pinfall when Hathaway went to get involved just as Code Blue connected, but referee Aubrey Edwards misses the 6 count gets and Willow recovered and soon wins with a powerbomb. In the main event of the show, we saw a Texas death match between Orange Cassidy vs Matt Taven, and the result of this match was Orange Cassidy defeated Matt Taven by count out, and the show goes off the air.